Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, I think it's the 12th of May 2026. It is about 6:45 in the morning and I'm 5 and a bit k's into my run. I didn't film the earlier bit because it was dark, there's nothing to see. I'm on a track here, it's called the Joseph Skate track for local people, and behind me on the right hand side there is the river, Wallandilly River, and this track runs to about 2.7 k's in a I think it's northeasterly direction, so hopefully I've got enough time to talk about all the stuff that I want to talk about. I turned off the voice command on my camera so that I don't say anything that might suggest to the camera that say the wrong words as far as the camera function goes. So I'll get into it. If you have watched any of my videos, or perhaps almost anybody else who makes videos about running, you've probably heard of Parkrun. If you haven't heard of Parkrun, very briefly, it is a free community event that's over a distance of 5k, and it is timed, but it's not a race in the sense that there are no prizes, no medals, no drug testing, no gender testing. You just turn up. If you've registered, you get a result and you get an email that tells you your time and some other information. If you've not registered, obviously you've done the course, but you don't get that information. There are very few rules about what happens there. If you want to walk, you walk. And in fact, Parkrun have now introduced park walker or park walking as part of their setup, I guess is the best way to explain it. And that means, as I said, if you want to walk, you can. The average finishing time for males at Parkrun in Australia is 33 minutes. The average finishing time for females is 35 minutes. I'm using those terms because those are the terms that I understand. I don't mean to denigrate or discriminate against anybody who sees himself any other way. It just helps explain how the Parkrun operates. Now, a few years ago, Parkrun abolished the publication, or ceased the publication of the course record for every Parkrun. Course record, fastest male, fastest female. You still get to know who finished first each week and what their time was, but you don't know who holds the record and what that record is for any individual Parkrun course. When I say you don't get to know that, there may be people who have that data, but it's not published by Parkrun any longer. And the explanation that they gave at the time was that doing so was discouraging people from participating. And the argument was, well, I see that a bloke, for example, I'm a male, I'm 73 years old soon, a couple of weeks' time, and I see bloke finishes the local Goulburn Parkrun that I go to in, let's say, 16.30 minutes, and I say to myself, well, I can't run that fast, so I'm not going to go to Parkrun. I don't know if that happens or not. It doesn't happen to me. I'm old enough to realise at 73 I'm not going to be able to run 16.3. I have goals for myself each week, and I'm happy with myself and satisfied with my performance. I'm going to achieve at least 2 out of the 3. I have said them before, but I'll quickly say them again. Number 1, finish in under 30 minutes. Number 2, finish in the top half of the field, which would follow from number 1. And number 3, try to reach the 2 kilometre point before the first runner is on their way back. I don't always achieve the last of those 3, but it doesn't cause me to stop going. It doesn't cause me to kick stones and curse myself or curse him, or even the women that pass me before I get to the 2k point. I just keep going because I'm going for my own performance, my own benefit, really, more than I am going for I've got to set a record, or I've got to get a PB or something like that. And that sort of brings me in a roundabout way to the substance of what I want to say today. If you think you want to be a brain surgeon, just thinking you want to be a brain surgeon won't make it happen. You need to study. You need to have a certain level of skill and a whole lot of other things. If you think you want to achieve anything in life, just thinking about it won't make it happen. There are lots of other things that you have to do to try and achieve that goal. But the other side of that is certainly true, and that is, if you don't think you can do something, you probably won't be able to. And so, putting that in the context of parkrun or running in general, if you think you'll be able to do a parkrun, you will eventually. You probably won't be able to do the full 5k the first time you go out. You'll have to work at it. You'll have to practice. You'll have to train your body the kind of work it has to do. But if you don't think you're going to be able to do the parkrun, you probably won't, because your mind will already be in a negative set. And I don't want what I'm saying now to sound like some cheap self-help book or some bunch of magic cliches, because there aren't any of those. There's just the hard work you have to do to get to the point where you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But taking the negative point of view of saying, I don't think I'll be able to do this, almost certainly guarantees that you won't. Now, I'm telling you all this because in a recent video I talked about self-doubt, and I don't know if I made quite clear, or as clear as I wanted to, what I was talking about then. So hopefully I can do that now. When I made that video, which was this time last week, Tuesday of last week, whatever date that was, I explained that I was running the particular course that I was running that day because I wanted to do the distance to support my daughter-in-law who lives in Brisbane and is preparing for a half marathon on the Gold Coast. But I also wanted to do it because I had been making excuses for not running that particular course, and all those excuses were self-doubt. I would say, oh, the road's a bit narrow, there's no shoulder, both true. There's traffic, also true. It's dark, also true. There are some hills, also true. But all of that was all of those things were excuses to cover my doubt as to my ability to do both the course and the distance. I have run close to that distance, which is 18 k's, quite a few times. I don't want to sound like it was just running a couple hundred metres, because it's hard work. I don't want to give an impression it was anything but hard work. But I doubted myself and my ability to run that particular course. That is a bit undulating, and I told myself, well, why don't you get to the turnaround point, 9 k's from where you started, and you go lame, you fall over, you injure yourself, whatever. It's a long walk back. I didn't have my phone, or I don't have it, so I couldn't call anybody. I just have to walk back where my transportation was. And all of that, as I say, is excuses and self-doubt. Now, there's a difference between, and I'm not sure how to explain this, but there's a difference between being cocky and arrogant and thinking, yes, I can do anything, or yes, I can do that, and thinking, well, this thing's going to be hard, but I think I can do it. And between, I don't think I can do this. In my case, I just had to convince myself that the doubts that I held were not reasonable, were not rational, were not sensible, because I'd done that course before, a while ago, yes, but I had done it before, just not for a while. I had done that distance and even further before. In fact, I think only a week or two before, I just went out one day and decided I'd run a half marathon. Somebody I know had competed in a half marathon and posted something about their run, and I thought, well, if that person can do it, so can I. So I just went out and did it. So in the case of this particular course, I just had to, as I think I said in that last video, bite the bullet, face the doubts, and get out there and do it. Now, what's that got to do with you in Parkrun? Well, you might be thinking, I'd love to go and have a go at that Parkrun. Everybody seems to talk about it in such a positive way. The people I know that do it always enjoy it. And I'm scared I'll make a fool of myself, or or I'm scared I won't be able to do it, or I doubt myself, and so rather than test myself, I'll stay home. Now, as I said earlier, I'll be honest, the first time you go out, you're not going to be able to run the full 5k. But you might find that you run a K before you have to stop and walk for a while, or it might be half a K, it might be 1.5 Ks, whatever distance it is. And what you'll do is you'll look at it and say, wow, look how much I did. I didn't think I'd be able to do that, but I've done whatever distance it is. And so next time you want to go back and say, well, can I better that? Can I improve upon that? Or can I at least do the same distance again to be consistent? And some days you will, and some days you won't. Some days I go on a run, and I run 27:30 or something. I think I'm pretty chuffed about that. Next week I'll go. Very similar conditions, very similar amount of training through the week, and I might run 28:30 or 28:50 something. Because there's just no way to know what's going to happen on the day. But the fact that you would keep going and keep testing yourself and keep trying to improve is what will help you to ultimately achieve the goal of running a 5k and conquer that self-doubt. That's my take on self-doubt. If any of this are any use to you, I'm happy. You have a comment, leave it in the appropriate spot, and when I become aware of it, I'll respond. If you're thinking of going to a park run, they're Saturday mornings outside of Sydney. Most of them are 8 o'clock in the morning in New South Wales. I won't go into the other states because you can look that up for yourself. Just Google parkrun, and you'll be shown where they are. Show up 10 or 15 minutes beforehand. The toilets, use them. Listen the first timers briefing. Listen to the run director's briefing, and then go and do a park run. Good luck, and if as a result of this video you've gone and done a park run, you might tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Enjoy whatever you're doing today. Enjoy whatever running you're doing, and I'll catch you in the next video whenever that will be.